Read the obituaries. Shelby Jean Sins Anderson, Glennville, Georgia Mr. Charles Franklin Andrews, Meldri, Georgia Ms. Marie Auburn Rodriguez, Savannah, Georgia Art Carolyn Pottage, Savannah, Georgia Mr. Robert Barnes Jr., Midway, Georgia Mr. Thellis Boyd, Savannah, Georgia Harriet Ray Connolly, Fletcher, North Carolina Mrs. Eula Bell Cooper, Savannah, Georgia Mr. Garrick S. Donaldson, Register, Georgia Mrs. Alareed Nudoti, Columbus, Georgia Mr. Lawrence M. Dunn, DDS, Savannah, Georgia Mr. Tom Ellison, Savannah, Georgia Mr. Fred Ray Foley Sr., Savannah, Georgia Ms. Jenny L. Grant, Savannah, Georgia Eugenia W. Holt, Savannah, Georgia Faye Edenfield Hosty, Tybee Island, Georgia Cynthia Diane Hutcherson, Meridian, Georgia Tommy Jenkins, Newington, Georgia Mr. Nathaniel Anthony Kears, Savannah, Georgia Elizabeth Kylanen, Savannah, Georgia Mr. Robert Allen Lewis, Pooler, Georgia Mrs. Betty T. McClinton, Savannah, Georgia Mrs. Myra Simmons McNeil, Savannah, Georgia Mr. Joseph Middleton, Savannah, Georgia Madeline Walker Perry, Savannah, Georgia Little Man Carson G. Powell, Vidalia, Georgia Mr. Robert Toombs Russell 3 Atlanta, Georgia Mr. Willie Small, Reidsville, Georgia Mrs. Merlin Thompson, Savannah, Georgia Mrs. Carolyn Walker, Savannah, Georgia Mr. James Wetherington, Guyton, Georgia Mr. John Williams, Tampa, Florida Mr. Percy Vandella Williams, Tuboe, MD Edith Maywin, Bolden, Georgia